eski dönemde de başlıyor. Yeah. That's why one needs to increase this, you know, all. Yeah. Which one? I going by the close. I go by the closest one. I go on the one like where we was fighting and had my chest split soon. You hear me?
Junior going crazy.
When you need a case cracked, who you gonna call? Astro crime, put you on a pedestal. Investigating through astrological facts. So be time and the place, you got your back. Psychologically breaking down all the elements. Cash your records, looking to the stars for intelligence. The scene, you're back, so we're puffing out our chest. We giving facts, we ain't settling for less. And you can count on closure. Cause every day you're the closure, getting closer. Getting closer, I suppose that. That's why you need a good crime unit. Astro unit. Unsolved murder case, you
I get it, I lost.
Astro crime unit. Unsolved murder case, you do it. You just want a bunch of case, you don't even hide your face. You just wanna make it big when you do it.
All right. It's your boy Astro. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Currently we're not receiving data. What? It can't be so. Say it ain't so. How everybody doing? Everybody doing great? Excellent. Just happy to be here today. Today is one of those days, you know. Let me get this lined up right. All right. It's a beautiful Thursday evening. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Let me put my hair up. Woo! I love you guys. I don't know. As of lately, I have been very reclusive. I don't know if you know this, but in my progress chart, I'm now I would call it 12 house. I have a stellium in the 12th house, which means that I've been more reclusive, more inner than anything else. I think I told you this, guys, before. So, you know, don't hold me against it. Don't hold me against it. You see what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be on. You see what I'm saying? Happy to be alive. Happy to be here. So, let's talk some astrology. Let's talk spirituality. I know I haven't done this in a while. You know, we haven't had the opportunity to talk about spirituality. About questions that you may have in the back of your mind that you thought about, didn't have the opportunity to even, you know, to get to it. But I'm here. I'm right here with you. Okay? Take a look at my chats to see what I got going on. All the lives. How's everybody doing? Oh, you heard the beat, right, Corey? Yeah. So anyway, so let's talk some astrology, spirituality. Let's get with it. So I want to start off by saying that, especially with astrology, these past few days I have been really adamant about composite chart. The reason why is because the reason why I say that is because, or why I use that. Sorry, just making sure what I'm seeing in the chat. Let me look at these chats. Sorry, y'all. So the reason why I focus on composite charts is because one of the things that we as human beings we want to know what our relationships are about. And astrologers that I know about like using synastry. However, synastry is only a small portion. It only gets you so much about the relationship itself. You know, the synastry tells you about the potential between you and another person. However, the composite chart tells you about the relationship itself. If it's going to last, if it's going to be a longevity, a long-term relationship, if it's just a fling, if it's just... So anytime you hear somebody and they are very reluctant to give you their date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, that person may not be for you. They may be somebody that's temporarily in your life, may not be for long. I'm not keeping it locked to that. I'm just saying that it's pretty much a red flag. You won't be able to know about what relationships be like. And I know you're thinking that that's a lot of control. You know, what I consider an experiment, because relationships are experiment. You never done it in your life with that person. It is something that is an experiment. Every relationship is an experiment. Sometimes the experiment turns out right. Sometimes the experiment is terrible. Okay? But those experiments, if I'm going by the soul perspective, have been designed before you came here. So you already know when it's going to be a piece of shit or he's going to be in your life forever. Or he or she. Okay, so you already know this. Period. All right? So I'm going to just take a look at these chats. She said, in my composite chart with my special person has stellium in Leo 12th house, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Capricorn Moon 5th house. Oh, that sounds good to me. Other than the fact that it's in the 12th house, which means it's past life related, you're going to feel a sense of empathy towards each other. All right? That's just how it is. You're going to feel a sense of empathy towards each other. Let me make sure we got this is clear. All right? But Catrice, that sounds like what I consider a very dreamy, idealistic relationship. You two may feel as if you've known each other your whole life or your whole existence. When making love, it may feel as if you're just floating in the sky, and it just feels like the angels are calling out, hallelujah. However, there is some sketchiness with that. First and foremost, the moon is in Capricorn. It doesn't really like being in that sign. But that's a sense of responsibility towards keeping it romantic. So it does have a little bit of longevity, even though there's a little bit tinge of toxicity that's going to come about in the long term. And that's how you read these charts. You see how she just gave me that couple of placements, and I'm able to assess it like that. This is how astrology goes. Okay? Composite charts are one of the best things to take a look at. I look at my chart all the time. As a matter of fact, I just got an update on my other software. So I now have that software back. And it's so amazing. Another thing that I also have gained interest in is your midpoints. Your midpoints in your chart especially in a composite chart. It answers a whole lot of stuff. I'll make sure you guys are still with me. The midpoints answers a whole lot of charts, a whole lot of questions. Okay? And what the midpoints do inside a composite chart is tell you what to expect, is where the action takes place. And I stress with my students, especially my expert students, that midpoints are very important. By the way, if you're online, if you're watching and you're interested in signing up for my beginners class, you can go to my website and sign up. I also have a post on Facebook. I'm going to post it also on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in getting into the beginners astrology class, it will be there for you. Okay? You know, you will not leave that class not knowing. You're going to feel very, very, very knowledgeable. Half of the people who speak on my posts on Facebook or Instagram are actually my students. And they knew nothing about astrology. All they knew was their sun sign. Now they're able to assess charts, take a look at their children's chart, their lover's chart, and to some degree, the chart of the job that they're going on. They're able to be in control of their life as opposed to the life lifing them. And even if life is lifing you, at least you knowing what's going to happen will put you in a position of power, because knowledge is power. Okay? So, what you gonna do? You gonna sign up for this astrology class? Or you gonna bullshit? You gonna play around and then let everybody surpass you? Everybody's life is feeling like they accomplished something, and you're right here just... I always say, learning astrology, and the course is only $500, and it's 4 months. 4 months of 2 days, an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours each of the 2 days, and you basically come out of it knowing. Okay? Just ask anybody that did my class, you're not going to regret it. What you get for that $500 is way more than you can get in any course in your life. As a matter of fact, the amount of money you've been spending for tarot and for natal chart readings, you can save. As a matter of fact, you'd save more, because now you don't have to pay for it if you didn't want to. Now you'll be in a position of be able to read your chart as a professional, not just as an amateur. And I'm saying that amateur isn't something that you can't read your chart. All of us started that, but learning from somebody like myself will give you the opportunity to take a grand stand when speaking in circles about astrology. Okay? And it's always important getting yourself a software. Now, the 3 softwares I use, SolarFire, which I use rarely. I also have Sirius and Janus. All right, those 3 softwares are pretty cool. Okay? They give you the opportunity to be able to read the charts, be more accurate than going on. What's that one again? What y'all go get on again? Y'all go on that other one that I just can't stand. All right? Okay? That I just can't. I forget what it's called. CoStar. Oh, gosh. Y'all be coming with these inaccurate stuff from like Cafe Astrology and CoStar, and they be inaccurate. All right? They don't give you information that you need. They just don't. As you can see, as of lately, maybe for the past 3 to 5 months, I've been particularly focused on giving you information that you can't find mainstream. All right? These are things that you have to come on either on my page or what have you to get an understanding of. And that's because of being well learned, well versed. And there are students of mine that actually graduated from expert astrology who are doing some similar things. And I am proud of them. I feel like a very, very proud father, so to speak. Okay. But sign up for that beginner's course. Okay. Sign up for that beginner's course in astrology. It starts the second week in September. So you ain't got much time to register. You don't. And we have a payment plan. A payment plan, which means that you don't have to come up with $500 at the beginning. We have a payment plan. Okay? Just know that. And you got to email. Email Astroeinstien1979@gmail.com so you could be able to get a part of that payment program. Okay? Because maybe you start this class and it's something that you felt as if you wanted to do. And in between you like, you know what? I'm so-and-so. It's totally up on you. However, beginning of the course, we give you about, I think it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. It's just very, very, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I can't remember exactly how much. My admins take care of that. But the payment plan is for you. So that you don't feel overwhelmed with paying the whole lump sum of $500 at the same time. You could actually pay in installments. Better on your pockets. Better for all of us. We all win. Okay? Yes, I run a business, and it's very, very important for the financial part. However, we have to meet in the middle. And in the middle is the financial plan. The financial plan is, I trust you to be a part. You pay a small portion, then you go a certain time, then you pay another portion. And this is how we do it. And even if you want to, you can pay in portions before you even do the course, so that you can be proficient in this subject. Because when I start talking about astrology, you're going to get lost. Like some people be on my page. And I don't want you to be lost. I want you to really grasp the idea, the concept of astrology. So anyway, this chart in front of you is my natal chart. My natal chart. Okay? And this natal chart is just a sub-factor. In the natal chart, we got houses, right? That's the space where the planets live. Then you got signs, that's on the outside ring. Then you have planets, that's these things here. Then you got aspects, that's these things inside here. Now the aspects are the relationship between planets. The houses is where the planets live and what they experience whilst living in that community. And the sign are the things that influence the people or the planets inside of those houses. And that is the 4 building blocks of astrology. It is not as complicated. Well, maybe it is, but once you get those things down pat, it's simple. And the major thing about astrology is keywords. Once you can program yourself to remember keywords of certain signs, certain houses, certain planets, certain aspects, you're able to now formalize sentences that could make sense and be completely accurate when it comes to delineating your chart and your future and what is or what was to happen or what's going to happen to you. All right? That's just how it operates. All right? But beneath this is what we call deacons. And deacons is where we separate the houses into 3 sections. Each house, each sign into 3 sections. And those 3 sections are ruled by planets that rule the signs that are inside the same element. I know it sounds like a lot, but once you understand it, it is not as complicated as you think. Then there's duads, when the whole sign is separated into 12 signs. So each sign has 12 signs in it. That's right. 12 signs in it. In astrology, there's also an area called rulers of the houses, rulers of the signs. That means each planet rules a sign, and if it's sitting inside another house, is affected by the sign that it rules and the house it's sitting in. And then you have midpoints, which is an area of expertise that I have my now expert students to focus on. Midpoints, is where it happens. Now the midpoints is something I really, really want to share. I want you to be able to read them without me. That's right. I know you say, well, Astro, well, I'll take away your job. No, it doesn't. ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, any of these stuff, DeepSeek, can't really answer the predictive method. They're very scared of being predictive with these sort of things. So it only can give you so much. However, when it comes to midpoints, it is very, very accurate. I want to share some stuff, all right, so you can be able to take a look at what midpoints look like. And I'm going to use my next software, okay? Let me use this, and let's go. Okay, let's go into my chart. I know some people are like, well, Asher, why do you should charge so much? Because I want people to see how vulnerable I can be, okay? I want people to see that, these things are very much, because people be scared. They be saying all kind of superstitious stuff. If somebody gets your chart, they'll be able to control you, they'll be able to manipulate you. All the fair tactic that I've heard, I haven't seen anybody done it to me yet. And my chart is on my page at least 5 times. So, it don't matter. Now, what I'm going to do is going to show you, based on the software, because I could put the midpoints here, and you can see these midpoints. Sun, Juno, then you have Pluto North Node, Moon Juno, Venus Mars, Jupiter Venus. This is the most important one, which is the Sun Moon. And the Sun Moon actually is like who you truly are. It's a mixture of your moon and your sun, and whatever sign that is sitting in is how you really and truly operate fully. Okay, as you can see, mine is sitting in the sun of Scorpio, 29 degrees, 59 minutes. That's right. Right on the cusp of being Sagittarius. I really feel like it's all the way over there, y'all. But, I let it be. So this right here is what it is. Okay? This is what it is. 29 degrees in Scorpio. So I operate like a Scorpio in the 4th house. Introverted. Did y'all think I'm extroverted? But nah, I'm more introverted. Protective, very loyal, dedicated to my family, will fight, die for the people that I live with. That's just who I am. That's just the midpoint of the moon. However, midpoints also make contact with other planets. Okay? For example, as you can see, we have Pluto, North Node, in my chart is conjunct Saturn. Okay? Pluto conjunct Saturn. So that would be considered Saturn equals Pluto, North Node midpoint. Then you have midpoints like my Sun Moon midpoint is conjunct my Mercury and my Sun. So that's Sun equals Sun Moon midpoint. Okay? And then you have the Moon. So all of these are contacts. It's very simple. Well, I have a software that is able to actually formulate the midpoints in what can be viewed. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to incorporate just the midpoints so you guys can see what it looks like. And the midpoints basically tells you about a person's personality. All right? I'm going to teach you how to do this on your own, in your own charts. Okay? So, you can choose the kind of points that you want to use. But this software, it comes automatic. My other software is a little different, the other one as well. So for this right here, it says ascendant equals Mercury midheaven. All right, it's in opposition by one orb. An intelligent individual, intellectual flexibility, a clear and witty person, thinking about personal aims and professional aspirations, making the right decisions for oneself, analyzing situations carefully, alert to what is happening within the environment, advising others and being advised, listening to others before passing comment, critical attitudes. Now that would be considered one of my traits. As you can see, looking at the Mercury by itself would not give you that, but looking at the midpoint will give you this. Okay, and it goes into the sun, ascendant equals Sun midheaven. That means that my ascendant is in an aspect or relationship to my Sun midheaven midpoint. It's in opposition. A healthy and constructive attitude, confidence in self and skills, taking pride in doing a good job, showing a personal interest in other people, impressing others, and being likewise impressed, personal and professional ties, influential contact, the pursuit of clear-cut goals, vocational success, and acknowledgement, influencing people within an environment, being the center of attention. So as you can see, this isn't something that I want to happen. It is something that's in the midpoint and is a part of what we consider my personality. All right. As you can see, there's also other aspects which goes into detail. All right. An emotional and unpredictable nature, independent and willful traits, intuitively gauging the reaction and response of others, hectic and changeable environments, the tendency to become easily stressed and anxious, emotionally volatile, and excessively within self and others, domestic and family tension, stimulating partnership. As you can see, not every single midpoint is going to have you looking like the best person in the world. This does live within me, okay? But there are probably aspects, or I would say midpoints, that neutralizes this to a certain extent, all right? So, the more midpoints you have that are saying a particular keyword, the more you are of that trait. Ascendant equals Sun Mercury, a natural conversationalist, active communication with others, informed and articulate, having opinions on things, discussing what is on your mind, confidence in oneself and others' abilities, observing what is happening within the environment, being alert and aware, advising or counseling, conducting business deals. And it goes on, and that's just the ascendant. So the ascendant is very important. This is why having your time of birth is important, because you can't get the ascendant midpoints if you don't have the time of birth. As you can see, it goes on and on and on. And this is where the true person resides. I mean, you read another one just randomly, and we're going to get to the questions that you may have. All right, check this out. Moon equals Mercury North Node. Discussing emotional issues with others, personal dialogues, listening and responding to others, cultivating an emotional and mental rapport with others, sensitive to the thoughts and opinions of other people, good communication within the family circle, association with intelligent and articulate women. I can guarantee you that is actually correct. Okay? That is actually correct. So, yeah, I should have been able to show you all that. My apologies. So I was doing all of that and it didn't show. Okay, so this is how it looks. Like I said, the midpoints. Ascendant equals Mercury midhaven, so on and so forth. It actually is here. The things I read are right here. I apologize. I thought I had the camera on so you'd be able to see it. And this is basically a blueprint of a person's personality. The midpoints can tell me if a person is mentally insane, if they are somebody who has a sound mind, okay? It can tell me all of those things, all of those. So the midpoint is very, very important, especially in reading a chart. Now I'm going to teach you guys a little bit how to read your own. But I'm going to use this software here so you can be able to see. All right, I'm again going to use my chart. I'm going to teach you how to look at your midpoint. Now, you may not have the capability of doing this. So what you can do is reach out to myself or anybody that's one of my students, and we're able to help you out a bit. Or you could find out your midpoints from something like Astro if you want to know it on your own. If you want a professional to read it for you, that's okay with as well. Now there are also websites you can use like Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT to be able to translate your midpoints. I'm going to share this midpoint listing so you can take a look at how it looks. So the midpoint listing looks a little bit like this, okay? And I know you're saying, well, what in the Japanese, Chinese shit is going on here? Okay. I know that's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. I know that's what you're saying. And I'm with you on that. I agree. It's just a lot of ching long 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 bang that's going on there. But I assure you, if you take a look at it very deeply and with patience, you'll be able to see what I'm looking at. So the symbol up top is the sun. Remember I mentioned about sun equals? Well, this would be sun equal. And if you look at this one here, the first one, this would be sun equals moon, Uranus midpoint. Okay? For this one like this is moon. And let's go down to this one. It'll be moon equals Jupiter ascendant. And so on and so forth. Okay, so let's just say that I want to know a little bit about this. Let's take a look at my ascendant equals sun moon. Okay? Ascendant equals sun moon. And I'm going to use the screen so you can take a look at what I'm looking at. Now, I'm going to teach you how to use ChatGPT for your midpoints. That's right, exclusively tonight. I'm going to teach you how to use ChatGPT for your midpoints. So let's go. Like we mentioned before, this one here is ascendant equals sun moon square. And always make sure that it's no more than about 2.5 degrees. Okay? So that's 2 degrees, maybe 30 minutes. All right? The most. So let's go to I think I have it pulled up already. Let's go to new chat. Oh, this is Grok. Let's go to ChatGPT. Sorry, y'all. ChatGPT. I'm gonna pull it up and let's take a look. And let me ask ChatGPT to tell me a little bit about my ascendant equals sun moon midpoint. So tell me about my ascendant equals sun slash moon midpoint. And they won't always get it. Oh. And let's see what it says about that personality. Okay? Gotta give it some time. Gotta formulate his words. So I'm gonna read it out loud for you. All right, your ascendant sun moon midpoint is one of the most potent midpoint pictures you can have, because it's basically saying who I am on the outside is exactly where my life core union energy lives. Here's the breakdown. Core meaning, the sun moon midpoint is the marriage point in astrology. That's right. Whatever placement is contact, your sun moon midpoint could possibly lead you to the kind of person that would basically want to marry you. That's what they said. It represents the balance between your masculine sun and your feminine moon energies, your conscious will and unconscious needs, your inner self and emotional self. When the ascendant hits this point, your outer persona, physical presence, and approach to life becomes the living embodiment of that union. It makes you someone whose entire identity radiates wholeness when you're in balance, and crisis when you're not. Personal expression, you give off a complete person vibe, like you're a whole in yourself, even if single. People may feel they know you right away because your inner and outer selves are aligned. Strong magnetism, because others unconsciously register you as representing a unified sun-moon principle. You tend to live out your relationships. In public ways. Your partnerships, family dynamics, and personal life are harder to hide. Boy, if that ain't the truth. Life themes, self-awareness to relationships. The kind of people you attract mirror your own integration level between your head, sun, and your heart, moon. Visibly in personal life, others watch your love life, marriage, or family matters with more interest than you'd like. If that ain't the motherfucking truth. If that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. Integration mission. Your life path revolves around harmonizing masculine, feminine, conscious, unconscious, and identity, emotional needs. In yourself first, then in your partnerships. That's right. This is the reason why I talk about masculine and feminine being in their roles and how they should be and what's not. Challenges, and it also gives you challenges. Listen to this. If your sun and moon are in conflict, harsh aspect, this midpoint on the ascendant can create visible inner tension. There's pickup on your personal struggles easily. You may feel pressure to always look like you have it together, even in private turmoil. I guess that is true. That's why most people don't know what I'm going through stuff. Relationships can feel like a stage on which your personal integration is constantly tested. Totally correct. Now, the positive potential. Exceptional ability to give and receive in balanced relationships when integrated. Natural counselor or mediator in matters of love, family, and emotional balance. That's right. Y'all should listen to me when I talk about relationships. Personal charisma can open doors socially and professionally. You feel real to others. Well, only you guys can actually say that that is accurate. But I want you to see how these things could actually be accurate. Like, when you look at these things, it's right there. Okay? It's literally right there. Let me try to get it so y'all can be able to see more. There you go. All right. So all those symbols, and that's only one. That's one. That's this one right here. The first to the top. That's what that is. And right here. Out of all of these, And you see how much information I gave me? All of these are midpoints. Or contact, I would consider. All right? That's how it works. It's as simple as that. All right? It's definitely as simple as that. And let me scroll down. Hey, let me send a shout out to everybody. Hey, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing? All right. So if that's something that you're interested in, there are ways of learning yourself that goes beyond the conventional chart. You know, however, if you're interested in me doing your reading, your natal chart, your progress chart, your composite chart with somebody who you're interested in being with, I could go in a little bit more detail than ChatGPT can. Okay? Just know that. All right? ChatGPT got to learn from people like us. So and if we don't put it on the internet, if we don't speak it, they can't read it. So, yeah. As astrologers, we were doing our best to make sure that a lot of these subjects are not just placed on the internet so ChatGPT can take all of our jobs. Yeah. You still may have to come to your regular astrologer. I also have things to offer. If you don't have your time of birth, there's something called a rectification of your time of birth. In 30 minutes, I get to assess your life. You get to know exactly what time of day you were born. So you don't have to get left out if you don't know your time of birth. Something that we can do. Also, there's something called a financial report. You can do it for the year. It's for $30. And it gives you a financial report of the best days to throw your line out. You know, to catch a fish. To go for a job interview. To go and play in a casino, to take a gamble in life. Whatever it is, the financial report is able to give you a year of dates, time, that you could actually do very, very well at that point in time. I think it's very vital for every person who wants to make sure they stay in, ahead of their financial life. If you have not gotten yourself a financial report, it will make sure put money. The $30 that you are spending for that report for the whole year, you're gonna quadruple. There's not even an amount that I can say that you're gonna get back from that same report. And I think because I give you these things for so cheap that you guys don't think it has value, but it is so valuable. Okay, it is very, very valuable. Just ask the people who've gotten them, and they will tell you that this is something that you should not be without. Okay. And any predictive methods that you'd like, if you want to know about particular things, I'm also going to be doing celebrity grabs. Okay, I've said I was going to do that before. I'm actually going to be doing that more, and I'm going to take a particular chart and predict what's going to happen to them, so that you can have more, you could understand how serious this is. And I'm not gonna keep it long. I'm gonna keep it very, very short, so that y'all get bored, because y'all be getting bored and stuff. Everybody be getting bored. Okay, everybody be getting real, real bored. Let's go. Okay. So let's go with who's talking. All right. YouTube. All right. Understanding Your University. That's Catrice. Thank you. Javane. Thank you for being here. Marisha. Marsha Matters. Thank you for being here. Eric Star Wars fan military general. Hey, what's good? All right. Soul Starseed. Always good to have you here. Mom Moth 2. Hey, how you doing? So any questions you guys may have for me, you can let me know. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all this other stuff, okay? Just let me know. I'll be right here. And if you want to do the 3 questions, you want to do it privately, you can message me on Instagram. That's Astroeinstien Quantum Healer. And on Facebook is Leslie Demetria Brown. I look forward to helping you understand who you are. All right, I think I've been on here for 45 minutes. Just want to thank y'all. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And remember, always remember, be kind to those that are kind. I'm just messing with you guys. All right. See you guys later.